So I haven't been able to go through in like a gazillion years my rig, so I figured I'd show you what rig I'm going through and how it looks right now. So here's kind of the lay of the land. So first of all, I'm running everything in through my PRA WIC wireless. These things are great. I run them both on my acoustic setup, my acoustic board over here, and my electric. These guys are absolutely great. They are workhorses. They really are. And if you notice, I can run two at the same time, even though they both run on 2.4 gigahertz systems. So they literally, when you get a brand new one, they will say that they 30 seconds or less to rock and roll or something like that. And literally that quick, you can take them out of the box and charge them up. They run on, I think, USB-C or something like that, but they charge up. I've had these guys for years and they're workhorses. So I come in here to this, I think it's called Millipede LLC or something like that. They made this guy for me. My mom loved lighthouses. She passed away too soon in her life, and this kind of lets me remember her. It's just a clean buffer to go into. And out of here, I run my constant always on is the Timmy, and that just gives me a boost right off the bat to put me right to break. I'm going in, by the way, back over here. If I'm running stereo, then I'm running in the Vox, a Vox AC15 and an Egnator. Right now, for this purpose, I'm just running into a Rebel 20. That Rebel 20 goes back behind here, into this guy, and it's just mic'd inside of here, and that's what you're hearing sounds through tonight. So back out here, we go from the Timmy usually into the Keeley compressor. That one's into the VP. This Ernie Ball VP Junior has got the same thread in it. It doesn't have the new thread that they've got on all these guys now that are coming out, which is a nice little upgrade. But this guy has been my workhorse. I mean, it's been dropped, everything else, and it still has the original thread, never been changed. So from there, we go into my loop here. My loop kind of controls everything else that's going on here. My main OD that I use is a dual stage overdrive. It's called the Pearl from This One's Mine. This one's mine. It does a lot of great pedals. Dan Burgess makes them. And it's, man, I tell you, you want a TS9, you want a Klon, you want a King of Tone, whatever you want. This was the one that I go for. I really do. I love it. It's called the Pearl. You should really try one. Let's see what else we got. TS9. That one, I'll show you in a minute what it does for me. And the POG. That POG there. Blue Sky. And I do dual tempos on here too as well. I do run a DD5 and a D22 as well. And I've got a Super Course on there. I don't usually use it. And kind of ditto with the POG. I don't do a lot with the POG. So kind of the rest of these guys that you see, the ones that are lit up now, are kind of the ones that I use. The DD20, the DD5, the TS9, the Pearl, and the Sky. Those are kind of the mainstays that I use. And the tones I get through this are just kind of amazing. So. So I'll mix between the Fender Strat and my Silver Sky. Sometimes it depends on what tone I want. I really love these Lambertone pickups. These triple shots are amazing. I'll tell you, everyone knows that the tone is in your fingers, but man, I'll tell you that honestly, two of the biggest advantages that I've made single-handedly between my tone. I know it's going to sound so stupid, so silly, stupid, but just that tone that I've been seeking for the longest time came whenever I upgraded this guy to put these Lambertone triple shots in there. That, and as crazy as it sounds, just changing some strings on here, putting the Ernie Ball regular Slinky 10s on here, just completely just changed a little bit of that spank that I wanted, just that perfect little sound. So it's gave me a little bit of that tone that I really, really wanted, and style, and also changing a little bit of, I'll probably step out of camera just a little bit here, but a little bit of the style that I wanted to. So that clean sound, that's what I normally run. So everything that you hear in here is just a little bit of, there's a little bit of verb, so this is totally clean. So I usually will add a little bit of, with the Blue Sky, a little bit of verb on it, so you have just a little bit of that. So you have just a little bit of those tails in there. But I'll add a TS9 just to give it a little bit more break, a little bit of crunch. I'm not running full high on there. I'll run in the middle position on my pickups, but I don't run it full wide open. So I've got the Eric Johnson mod on this guitar, so I roll off just a little bit. If you're familiar with that Eric Johnson mod, I've got another video that explains that, but I roll off just a little bit on my third pot, and ditto on here. So I roll up just a little bit of the volume. That way I've got just a little bit more if I need to add. I've got a little bit more gain, so you can hear just a little bit of that difference. But I've got my TS9 that I'll add for just a little bit more punch, a little bit more hair, so you can hear that. It's not a lot, but it's just a little bit different, so now you've got that difference on that walk up. It's not a ton of difference, but it's there, it's just subtly. And then that pearl is what my overdrive, my typical overdrive, which a lot of guys will use that TS9 for. This is where I add in to that. So that's kind of the lay of the land of the board and how I've got everything set up and what I like on it. So that's 2020 midway through, and about to get a few little upgrades too as well. I don't know if you really looked at Ernie Ball and their expression pedals, but they've got some killer stuff, and I'm so anxious to try out. So let me know what you think currently, and we're going to fast forward a little bit here in probably the next month or so and let you see what some Ernie Ball stuff does too as well. So catch you later.